Oh yes, Max feature on the deck. Today we'll be talking about this error. This here, error2 no such file or directory. That's what I'll be talking about. I made a promise last time when I did the other video that I'll be doing the long version, and now it's here now. I'll be talking about it, and I'll be touching on a couple of points, including the frameworks where this error occurs, and now the actual Python files. Now, and before I go far, I've noted the Pycharm has changed a lot. The last time I used this software was about 2 years ago, when I was a beginner still in Python. By then it was a free version, and now I see it is a paid version. It is a paid software, and it has given me a trial period of, I guess, 30 days. I don't know, 20, I don't remember, but I guess for now it's a free version. Whoever needs the free versions needs to download the previous and older versions. Probably, I don't know when they started to distribute this software for the paid version. I don't know, but I don't use Pycharm anyway. I'm a VS Code now. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Now let's get into what brought me here. The error, it occurs on a file, a Python file, when you change the directory. That's the main problem, and I'll be doing the mistake so that you see where the error comes in, and then I'll talk about some frameworks like Django with the error. Okay, this is my folder on my desktop, and I'll be creating a file, a Python file. Then I'll call it main.py. It doesn't need an extension since it's a Python file. It has already automatically configured the main to .py. I'll place the code. Now assume this is a code. I'll be this is my code now. Minimize this one. This is a code. Assume this is a code, and you have written it correctly, no error whatsoever. Now I'm going to run my file. As you can see, it is giving me the output very correctly. Now, suppose you do some things knowingly, and you end up changing the name of the file, this one. Let's say, okay, I'll change it in the Windows folder. Open in. Can't see open in. It's been long since I used this software. In the Explorer, then I'll be changing. Let's say from main, I decide to change to test, and you go back and run your Python file. It should bring you the error. That is after changing the name of the file in whichever directory you have put your project in. Now, let me now go to the solution. You have changed the the file name, or you have even changed the directory. Maybe you have put that folder in another folder, and now the Pycharm can't get the file. So what you need to do is you simply go to that folder where you have put your files. You come here, you select the folder where the files are in. After that, you simply go to right click the Python file. I'll do that on a magnified image. Let me add the image. Right click on it, then more run and debug. Then I'll modify the configuration. As you can see, it should bring this pop-up here, this pop-up, and then I can return the name to main or call it a test if I want the Python to retain the new name. And I simply say OK. I decide to run again, and the error is gone. And that is how you solve the error. Now, there's something important that I want to talk about. This, what do we call it? This new version. I see they have modified the software so that it can detect changes in the name of the files. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'll open this in Explorer and then decide to rename to main.py and decide OK, and I close that Windows. You see, it has automatically gone back to the directory folder itself, not the main. As you can see, it has brought me to this page. Now what I need to do is just go to the main main.py file, then double click on it, and then Errno2, no such file or directory. There's a highly likelihood that if you change the name of the file and now Pycharm detects it, automatically detects the name of the file, the name should run correctly, but for this time it didn't work. So what you need to do is just follow the previous step, that is go back to the main file, then right click on it, then go back to more run and debug, and then modify run configuration. It should bring you to this pop-up. We minimize it. This pop-up, this small window, and call it main. I just want to retain the name, and click OK. Now the file should run very fine, as you can see. If the Pycharm is not in favor of you, do what I have done. And I don't know if you have noted anything about the options in the this Pycharm. Let's say I decide to open this window, these options. Okay, let me maximize this. If you scroll through the options here, there is no rename anywhere here. The only option you are left with is just change the file name in the Windows directory. Since I'm using Windows, maybe someday I'll do a version for the Linux or Mac, but you get the idea. There's no, Pycharm doesn't have that feature of renaming. So do that in the Windows file, then come back here, more run debug, then modify the run configurations, and as it is, just click OK, and the error should be solved. Because now Pycharm is now aware that the test1.py is in this directory, and it should run. That's how it works now. Now I know you are pretty now sure of how to solve the problem. Let me talk about the frameworks now. An example that I could give very easily is Django, since I have experienced the file, this error, Errno2, no such file or directory. It mostly occurs when I am configuring the email setup on the settings.py. If you are aware of Django, you know what I'm talking about. That is when I'm setting up the email, and when I decide to run the server, it brings up the error. So what you need to do so that you can solve the error is that you need to set up the email configurations in the settings.py correctly. And I'll give you an example. Django users, here's the solution for you. Maybe you're working on the settings.py file, and you run your server, and you experience that problem, this error number 2, no such file or directory. What you need to do is that make sure all these email configurations are set up correctly. The backend, host, port, TLS, user and password, and maybe other couple of modifications. This might not be suitable for your project, but make sure it is rightly set up. These things are in double quotes and everything. After that, take a look at the views and see if everything is okay, your code is okay. After you have made sure that everything is okay and the error is still persists, you need to rerun the server, and the problem should be solved. If that doesn't work, connect to the internet and try running your project while connected to the internet. If that doesn't work, just this develop solution for every error in codes. Just restart your computer and reopen the project and rerun the server. Everything should be okay. If still that doesn't work, probably you are working on a Pycharm software editor. You need to twist a little bit of settings, add Pycharm path to environment variables in Windows, and I don't know for Mac and Linux how it works, but maybe one day I'll make a couple of videos for that, and that should solve the error. Basically, the error is brought about by softwares in your PC. It's not your code, it's more of a software problem, and that should be it. Guess now you have an idea of what you should do to solve the error, both in Python and in Django framework. Another you must also experience the error in Flask, but since I'm not aware of Flask, I'll not talk about it. Maybe a couple of months from now, maybe I'll talk about it. And that's it. If you have any question regarding the file error, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll definitely reply to you. Thank you.